name is Kaylee McKinney, and today I'm going to be giving my grammar rule presentation for Comp 1, Class 1301. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you watching this and taking your time out of your day. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan and I'm going to show you my audience for tonight. Beautiful ladies. Alrighty. So today, let's make sure we're all centered. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about pronoun case errors. Pronoun case errors are pretty simple. They're pretty self-explanatory. Actually, I have been doing pronoun case errors pretty much since junior high, and I have a really funny story about that in just 1 second. So pronoun case errors, according to the Little Seagull Handbook, is a case error that is different from a pronoun and takes in order to indicate the functions of a sentence. So basically, it's basically putting the person before you. It's you before me, and so you never want to change the pronouns in between sentences. And the sentence that I have for you is I saw her, I saw me, but we did not see our cousin. That is using all the proper pronouns because you never changed 1 second what pronoun you were talking about. Alrighty, so we're gonna go back. As you see, I had this little chart. So this chart just basically explains when is the best time to use each pronoun. I'm not gonna go too far in depth about it, but this basically just shows you what the pronoun is and then what it is in subjective, objective, and I have notes, possessive case. And this really helped me throughout learning my presentation and learning about what case errors were. And I found this on the Purdue OWL website that you have supplied us, which I'm very grateful for. It, like I said, it just definitely helped me better understand where I was going wrong in my paper. Speaking of what I was going wrong in my paper, the next slide we'll be talking about what I messed up on in my paper. So, what I messed up on were quite a few things. You graded my paper, so you pretty much know I had a lot of errors. After reviewing a lot of those errors, I come to terms and I understood where you were coming from, and I understood what I messed up on. So we're just going to go through those errors right now. So what we're going to do is, if you see how I wrote it, I put how I wrote versus how I was supposed to write it, just so we can better clearly grasp the concept about what I was doing wrong. So before I get into this, I have like a little funny anecdotal story. So I was in band for like 8 years, junior high and high school. And my band director, before I would be able to do literally anything in junior high, she would always correct me on my grammar. And I had my best friend Tiffany, and anytime I said, can me and Tiffany go do this, or can me and Tiffany go do that, she would always correct me to Tiffany and I. So I think it's really funny the fact that I have to do a presentation over something that I've been corrected over numerous times, and that potentially I knew that I was doing in my paper wrong. Which kind of sucks. But at the same time, I guess this is just a little bit of karma coming back at me, and I am having to actually pay attention to my grammar. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of get started on what I did wrong in my paper. So as you see, it says, I never anticipated it happening like this. So basically what I did wrong is it's highlighted, it said it happening. You don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know what the pronoun case was, and you have no idea what context it's in. So then I proceeded to put, I never anticipated this happening like it did, due to the fact that I was talking about my nanny passing away. At that time, it was in very layman's terms on Hurricane Harvey, but this is basically getting it to where it is a subjective, and it is definitely telling you what I am talking about. Alrighty, and then next 3 are pretty self-explanatory because I did the same exact thing 3 times. But I will definitely go over which and every single one I did. So my mom came out and told us that, and me and my brother, and then the sentence continues on. Clearly, like I was telling you, I know it's supposed to be my brother and I, as stated. I know that what had happened was I just wasn't paying attention. I was just writing way too fast. And so, therefore, the same thing happened later on in my story, again, with me and my mom. So, with that being said, I corrected me and my mom to mom and I the first time. So, and if you look at it again, the 3rd time I did this in my paper was the same as the 2nd time. And it also says me and my mom. Clearly, that is not it, according to the subjective case that I did not follow, presented in the graph that I presented to you, the last slide. It is not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be my mom and I. So I apologize for that again. Alrighty, and then we're gonna head to the fourth one. Now, to be honest, I had a little bit of problem fixing the fourth one because it was more than just what the pronoun case error was. It was my whole sentence structure in that sentence, and you definitely got me on it. And I'm very grateful, and I'm very grateful to recreate this sentence in a more positive way. And I just showed you the clip of it for the pronoun case error, but I definitely fixed it in my paper, and I just appreciate you letting me try to figure out how to reword my sentence structure well. So this one I caught hummingbird tattoo on my forearm as a way of me never having to say goodbye. I used me because in the earlier in the sentence, I used me instead of I. And so with that being said, I changed Kate pronouns, and that shouldn't have happened. So what I did was I corrected it to hummingbird tattoo on my forearm as I would never have to say goodbye. And I know that sounds a little bit twisted because I didn't do the full sentence, but I definitely corrected it, and I definitely think you understood where I was coming from whenever I accidentally changed the pronoun case. So we have the last and final one. You highlighted 3 years, as in it has been 3 years now. I understand from further research that any number under 100 should be spelt out. So with that being said, that is what I did. I said it has been 3 years now. Alrighty, so as I corrected mine, I had to do further research, which is what this slide is about. So this slide just gives you a couple more examples in which I will go through, and I will better help y'all understand what is that I am trying to teach y'all. So if my examples didn't really grasp the concept of pronoun case, I totally understand that. These are directly from the Purdue OWL website. So you'll better have a grasp because they're more probably capable of teaching you rather than me trying to learn it for like a week. So the first example is Bob and me travel a good deal. So the problem with that is, why would you say like me travel? Me travel a good deal. No, that sounds stupid. And I've come to terms with that. So you would say, as I corrected it, Bob and I travel a good deal. They didn't have the corrections presented on the website, which I'm very grateful for because I got to have more practice with it. And I hope they're correct. I think they are. Let's hope so. But then we have my second example. He gave the flowers to Jane and I. No, you would not say he gave flowers to I. You would never say that. So you would say he gave the flowers to Jane and me. That's just another different subjective case that you would not, when you exclude one pronoun, the other pronoun, if it stands by itself, it doesn't make any sense. And so that's another thing that we have to get around here is understanding that you may have used the right pronoun, but the way it is presented and the way that you have, I guess, used it in the sentence was incorrect. So we have another one. It said, us men like the coach, and then you wouldn't say us like the coach. That doesn't exactly word right. So I forgot the in my statement, which I apologize about, but I put we men like coach, or we men like the coach. That is just another way of making it make sense better and better us understanding without the pronoun. We understand who we're talking about and why we're talking about them. Perfect. Alrighty guys, we're gonna do a little bit of a quiz. I know you won't be able to see my audience because you'll be panned out to me, but I will definitely be covering up the answer, and they'll be just shouting out the answer, okay? And if you just have a difficulty, please don't hesitate to ask the question, okay? So we're just gonna cover up the answer. So me and Haley went shopping Thursday. Do you understand my presentation enough to answer this question?
Yes.
What letter is it?
A.
Perfect. The letter A is because it's by using the subject pronoun and with I, and it makes sense without the other pronoun. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Us family went golfing.
You would change it to B. It would be our family.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm glad that my presentation is helping y'all do the quiz. And yes, that is correct. Thank you. Thank you. So what that basically does is she basically took out the pronoun and she made sure that it would make sense with our plurals. So thank you. All right, last question. What was a phrase that we used to help comprehend the pronoun case? I said a phrase earlier in my presentation, and I hope y'all caught on to it, but it was basically to help me understand.
It was D, you
D?
before me.
You before me. Perfect. So this basically, to me, I understand that the way I understand is the person comes before you. So whenever I say you before me and not me before you, that's how I understand and grasp this pronoun case error. Alrighty. Do y'all have any questions for me? Anything? We're going to pan out and they're going to ask me a question real quick if they have any. So. Do you have any questions?
Do you have any tricks that we could use?
Oh, okay. That's a great question, actually. So what I can do is, like I was telling you earlier, is you can take out the subject. So take my first quiz, for example. I said me and Haley.
Right.
So me like to go shopping. Me went shopping on Thursday. That makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
So you can always deduct the second pronoun that you're talking about, or you're including yourself with, and you can use the pronoun chart that I listed in my PowerPoint, and you can use whichever pronoun fits the subjective case.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a great night. Thank you so much.